So as I said, my name is David Brown, and I'm from Channel 5. I'm also the son of Jim Brown. And I have the kind of relationship with my dad in which I say, "Hey, Dad, how you doing?" And he says, "I'm fine." "Do you want to talk to your mom?" You know, we do this once a week. "Hey, Dad, how you doing?" "I'm fine." "Do you want to talk to your mom?" "Hey, Dad, how you doing?" "Well," and it was that day that he told me that he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Luckily, early detection, he's doing fine. 76-year-old man that has made a life of saying, "I'm fine." I was touched that he was able to share this with me because our relationship has not been a relationship in which there's been a lot of sharing. So through early detection and through at least good conversations that my father's been able to have with his friends, his golfing mates, his bridge partners, the guys that he hangs out with at the local 7-Eleven to get Slurpees and coffee, he's able to spread the word so all of his friends are also now going to the doctors. Because it's obviously important for particularly people of certain age and certain generations to be okay to talk about health issues, in particular to be okay to talk about prostate awareness, prostate cancer awareness, certain areas, certain topics, certain medical discussions that we may not want to have. They're important to have in homes, in communities, and in neighborhoods. So I'm glad that I have the relationship that I do now with my father. And now I'm going to introduce to you Senator Stephen Brewer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David Brown. And as the Senate President said, this really is a good day. This is a historic day, and I know how much work went into the Affordable Care Act in this Commonwealth, and I'm feeling one of the more special days of my life, and I feel a great sense of validation for all of the work that went into this as well, especially for those people that have pre-existing conditions, and to make sure that you will get the same type of help all through your illness that you get if you had full insurance coverage. Health insurance is a right, not a privilege. I would like to say that I'm delighted to be here and to have the podium. It isn't one of the things that you relish. It's always painful to come back and to remember the fact that you live with cancer, that you have cancer. But it is a fact of life. I leave this building and I go down to the Green Line and I get the D train to Longwood and I walk up to Yawkey Way to the Dana-Farber Cancer Center. And I know that I'm like so many other people that you live from day to day and from moment to moment with something that is in you, and it is damn scary. Without being a scientist, you can learn as much as you would need to know about your own care in about a half an hour when it comes to prostate cancer. You learn by clipping things that you find out that the science and the technology continue to advance with hormone treatment, with radiation, salvage radiation, so many other things. You can learn that very rapidly. But quite honestly, we also understand, and what Dr. Shaturn and what the whole AdMeTech advocacy is about, is to be able to get into that prostate and isolate that cancer without having to have some very degenerative side effects, particularly incontinence or impotence or other things. Those are challenges. And you learn, remember that half hour about learning about prostate cancer. That's all it takes, is that most people that get prostate cancer die with it. They don't die from it. But the diagnosis, quite honestly, because PSA, prostate-specific antigen issues, are not necessarily fail-safe. And people that say, "I got it, I'm going after it." But not everybody that's got it has to go after it. And you can learn that. But the technology that we're trying to advocate, and Senate President Murray was right again, that this is not, cancer is cancer. It is not a men's issue or a women's issue, it's an our issue. And if federal cutbacks in the National Institute of Health in Washington and research and development, and that's where the big money, because when it comes to going after that terrible disease in so many capacities, it requires the big bucks. We try to do some of the bucks here, and Representative Kulik will mention a few of them, but it's the big bucks of the National Institute of Health. We lost our greatest champion for the NIH in Edward M. Kennedy. several years ago. So if we all make a lot of noise and we fight and we advocate, I remember that one of the most moving cards I got after I had my operation was from John Kerry, because we both had our operation on the same day, 9 years apart. His was at Johns Hopkins University, and mine was at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center. So we are brothers, and Steve Kulig and I, and Kenny Donnelly, who's stuck in traffic, we're brothers in this regard. For guys, for you guys out here, or for you who love a guy, if they're over 40 years old, tell them to check yourself out. Make sure you don't. For people of color, get it right and do it, because this disease knocks on your door, whether you're as wealthy as John Kerry or as wealthy as Steve Brewer, quite honestly. It is the way it happens in life. But you can win this with early detection, and you can recover, and you can come back 3.5 years after your surgery and help write a budget and work very hard, or sleep on the couch at Senate Ways and Means last night, or any of these other things. Take inspiration. It is scary as hell, but it's a livable issue that we can win. Senator Fargo is here, who is a hero to all of us. You have battled these diseases and triumphed, quite honestly. We'll face it head on. So, yeah. And as so many other people have said, Dr. Stern, we legislators come into this hall a lot during the year, a lot of times. You really know how to put on an effort. And later on, Representative Kulig will show you the names of the legislators that have signed on. I had an intern that spent 2 full days going through this building getting signatures of showing that the House and the Senate stand as one. Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives, and the governor, who issues a proclamation today designating that this is Prostate Cancer Awareness Day to Val Patrick. And so I present this to you, bring this back, hold this, and let them know that we're all together on this issue.